видимо, он. А что это у него, Мак, что ли?
I'm Stephen O'Brien. I'm the Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and the Emergency Relief Coordinator for the United Nations. And I have come here to see for myself the facts of what is happening and in particular, what the needs of people are for what we call humanitarian, for things which give the people the chance to fend for themselves and to be protected. And I'm delighted to have the opportunity to meet Mr. Nikitin and Mr. Zhienego. My impression, of course, is that sadly I can see that there has been destruction of homes and infrastructure, but the objective of my visit as the humanitarian is to focus on the needs of people which are caused by conflicts, and it's important that we focus on that. There are other parts of the United Nations which are focusing on the political aspect.
Can I ask quickly on that note, here is the Lugansk People's Republic. How do you relate to that?
I'm delighted to have the opportunity to be here in Lugansk for the very first time and to meet in particular Mr. Nikitin and Mr. Zhienego. It's very important that I both listen to the people and the people's representatives, but also have a chance to see for myself and to meet the people who have been affected by the events that have taken place here in Lugansk. And we are wanting to identify and to do everything we can to work in partnership to help deliver the humanitarian needs that are clearly going to be necessary to support the most vulnerable and people with the greatest needs, and that's always an important part of building back after and during conflict.
And what's your vision of how things will be in future?
Like all visions, you should take them with a certain scepticism, because the one thing that most of us have is not an ability to predict the future. What I do know is that there can be no real progress unless there is peace and stability and the ability of people to be able to build their own resilience and to build their own opportunities. And so my fervent hope is that we can very rapidly find ourselves in a state of sustained peace and stability, and I would urge all parties at the moment to hold to the ceasefire, which has given people a chance.
Right. Okay. How do you comment the situation about registration of humanitarian missions in DPR?
Как вы прокомментируете ситуацию по регистрации гуманитарных миссий в Донецкой Народной Республике?
I've just had an extremely constructive conversation with Mr. Nikitin and Mr. Zhienego, and I'm very encouraged that we are able to think about the increase and urgency of the action to deliver humanitarian impact to those who have needs in the partnership that we have been discussing just a moment ago. Well, the concrete results are that there are people in the Lugansk area who have humanitarian needs. We discussed issues such as access to water, access to heating, access to making sure that people will have sufficiently warm clothes, where the supply chains were. How do we make sure that any supplies that have to take certain routes are going to be available and open? So we had extremely concrete instances, particularly good examples of what is part of this general approach of operating in a partnership for the international community to work with and to complement the delivery of basic services to people here in Lugansk, and making sure that those services are available and are timely, so that people do not suffer. There's enough human suffering that arises wherever conflict arises, and it's for us as the humanitarian partners to be able to rise above that and to have these concrete and very practical, very pragmatic ways of delivering for people in need. And that can help improve lives, and it means that we deliver what we want to do, which is to make sure that we can make the difference to those lives and to help protect civilians from the harm, and also making sure that those who are here very much working for and on behalf of the people they represent, that they're able to do that for the people whom they represent.